is an author, speaker, YouTuber who Gary Vee called the content DJ that inspires people. He went from making $300 per month and being introverted and shy to having over 300 million people watch his YouTube videos. And today we're gonna learn his best advice on how to do what you wanna do and be your true self. Mentor me, Evan. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Let your genius out.
You have two choices in life. Choice number 1, chase your dreams and risk upsetting some people who don't get it. Or choice number 2, play small for life and never do what you're capable of because you're afraid of what some people will say about you. Most people play small and live a life of regret. I want to put pressure on you today to step into your fear and step into your potential. So yesterday I shot a 10-part series with Neil Pasricha. He is an author who's sold over 1 million books. And I did a 10-part series. I said, Neil, I have a series on how to make $1 million in different industries. I want to do a 10-part series with you on how to sell 1 million books. You've done it. Most people have never come even close. I want to pick your brain, dissect it, understand what makes people successful, and how to sell 1 million books. And he said yesterday on camera that his default reaction was, who am I to do this? I mean, I just got lucky. Yeah, I don't know how I did it. And he was afraid to come on and actually share some of his tips because most people don't ask him this question. It's like, I've never been asked this question before. I don't know how to respond. I'm afraid of coming on camera on a YouTube channel with you, a friend of mine, and looking dumb and having nothing to say. And because that was part of the reason, he had to go off and do it. And so he came up with a list of 10 things. He came up with his idea. He said, no, I work hard. Neil's one of the hardest working authors of all time. Neil is constantly working, constantly grinding, constantly finding new opportunities to write books and promote his books. He got there not out of just luck. He got there because he worked really hard at it. And I pulled out those lessons from him. And that's the mindset that I want people to take. That's what I want you to take. That you're not in your situation because you're lucky. You're good. You could be better. You could still grow more. But you're a genius. You're talented, you're amazing, and you need to let that shine, you need to let that out. And some people may watch you, they may watch your videos, they may read your books, they may see what you produce and say, this person is so full of themselves, this person doesn't get it. Like, you're not gonna appeal to everybody. Even me, even my message, I'm not a controversial guy, right? My message is believe. How do you hate on believe? People do. Right? I'm not coming out with my channel and saying this person sucks and talking politics and all these things that you know are going to trigger people. Right? That's not who I am. I want to spread belief. And yet, even though I think we've got one of the best communities online in the YouTube community, people are often toxic on different channels, but shout out Believe Nation, fist bump, love you guys. It's positivity. And yet, we still have people who are negative. They don't get it. They want to spread negativity in my community. And so what do? Should the answer be, well, I'm not going to post content because I'm worried about what this person's going to say? Should I not post content because I'm not happy with the end result? I mean, it was 350 videos I made public before I wasn't completely embarrassed by my content. Embarrassed, like I couldn't watch it back. I was so embarrassed, like, oh, it's so bad, it's so bad, it's so bad. Post. Next, move on to the next one. And with practice and repetition, you get better. I've done 6,000 something videos, so it took me a long time to get there. You might be able to get there a lot faster, but it's very rare that you start off and the first thing you do pops. And even if it does, don't expect everybody to love it. You're going to get people who will not like what you do.
Rule number 2, just do you.
You don't do you because you're afraid of negative judgment. You're afraid of what your family will think. You're afraid of what your friends will think. You're afraid of what total strangers will think. You'll sing in the shower, but you won't sing outside walking down the street. Why? It's not because you're afraid of failing. It's because you're afraid of failing in front of other people. Until you crush that fear of judgment from other people, you will never accomplish the big goals in your life. And today I'm going to show you how. So last weekend I was in Dallas. I was doing a speech at Video Marketing World, which is a fantastic event put on every year in Dallas, where some of the top video creators come to try to help other people who are trying to get started in video marketing, build their business. And I had a really important session at the front, and I was nervous going into it. Because I just made a big move on my YouTube channel. My main channel, I split into 8 or 9 multiple different channels. So now instead of just running my main channel, we got channels like this, which is dedicated to its own channel. Now, when I was thinking about doing a move, it was recommended to me by Matt Geelan, who's one of 5 people who I would really listen to for YouTube advice. There's 5 people in the world who said, Evan, you suck on YouTube. Here are the things that you should do to get better, right? I'm at the cutting edge. There's 5 people who would listen to. One of them is Matt Geelan, and he told me to split up my channel. Another one of the 5 is Jeremy Vest, and he told me don't do the split up. I've known Jeremy for a number of years. He's helped me a lot. I've helped him a lot. I really respect his opinion. He said, do not split up the channels. It's better to keep them all on one channel. And so I'm faced with the dilemma of which one do I do? And I decided that I'd rather know and fail than not know, that I would rather do it because I know what my channel looks like now, having all the videos on one channel. I know what that looks like. I didn't know what having multiple channels look like, and so I'd rather know and fail than not know. But here's the thing. Why do I tell this story? Because when I'm in Dallas, the person who was putting on the event was Jeremy Vest. The guy who told me not to split up the channels. The guy who said, this is a mistake, you shouldn't do it, you should keep all the videos on one channel. And what did I end up doing? I did the opposite, right? I did what Matt said and not Jeremy. And so I knew this question would come up when I was on stage because everybody there knew that I had split up my channels and was wondering how it would work out. And my default response, as I thought about it, was I don't want to go deep into the story because Jeremy is here in the room and this is his event. He's not just attending, he's hosting it. This is his event. I don't want to make him feel bad. I don't want to make it seem like he's on a spot or that I wouldn't want to listen to his advice because I love him and respect him and I love hearing his perspective. But the fact that I was afraid of it meant that I had to do it. That's something that I've trained myself to do that I want you to train yourself to do as well. That the fact that you are afraid of what somebody else is going to say or think means you have to do it. You have to step into it. You can't teach yourself that when you think of something and you're afraid that you play small. It's better not even to think about it. It's better not to catch your insecurity. When you catch it, you have to train yourself to go off and do it. And then I default to thinking, okay, well, how can I do this in a way that is respectful to Jeremy, that is loving to Jeremy, that I can show people how much I appreciate his feedback, that I don't make him look bad at his own event. How can I do that? And then that question asking leads you to better answers. And so it came up, just like I thought it was gonna come up. And I talked about it, and Jeremy wasn't offended, and Jeremy did not look bad. And I accomplished my objective. And I did it, made myself feel proud because I was nervous, because I was afraid. And so that's what I want to teach you, that the next time that you're afraid, that the next time you're feeling small, the next time you're worried about somebody else's opinions of you, that you go and you take action, that you do the thing. Because you cannot play small for life. If you are worried about what people think of you, you will never accomplish the big goals in your business because you have big goals. You're an entrepreneur, you want to do amazing things. You have big ambitions. That will never happen if you're afraid of what one person is going to think of you.
Also, if you want to have more confidence and motivation, check out our 254 series every day, where we will send you a video by email for free. To help you build your confidence, the link is in the description below.
If you're doing work that you love, you're more likely to follow through. You're more likely to do it because it doesn't feel like work, because you love doing it.
The people who win work the hardest because they love what they do.
Create an outline and a schedule. What I found really helpful for me was to create an outline at the start.
Rule number 3, don't tie your self-worth to winning.
You're afraid of experimenting because you tie your self-worth to winning instead of trying. If you base your self-worth off how much you win, then you're only going to try things that you have a good chance of winning at. Thus, you play small for life. But instead, if you base your self-worth on trying, on the effort that you're putting in, you will fail on most days, but you'll end up accomplishing more than you ever thought was possible. So every time I go to a YouTube event, I'm always being praised by my thumbnails. People always say, Evan's got the best thumbnails, go look at his thumbnails, model his thumbnails, use them as an example for the best practice. And I internally am always saying our thumbnails suck. We need to get better. Sure, we might be among the best, but we need to get better. We could be way better than we are right now. Why have we become the best? Because I'm experimenting constantly. Most of my tests do not work. I use a tool called TubeBuddy. Shout out TubeBuddy, huge fan. We've done over 1,100 split tests on our thumbnails, where we run one thumbnail against another and one against another and one against another, trying to beat our best. And most of the experiments don't work. They just don't work. I recently ran an experiment of, on my main channel, putting my face on the thumbnail with the YouTube white border against Tony Robbins. And it tanked. It was like 80% worse than our current thumbnail. And that's okay. People don't like my face next to Tony Robbins. That is okay. I'm fine with it. I expect to lose. I expect everything I do not to work. But I'm willing to test it to see. I just recently came up with one thumbnail design where I made the background purple instead of black. Purple instead of black. And it actually did better. It did significantly better. And so now I'm testing it out on 5 more thumbnails to see, does the purple one do better than the black one? If that works out, maybe I roll it out across the entire channel. But it's very rare that I find the win. Out of the 1,100 experiments that we've done, most of them will not work, will never work. Even from the beginning, I'm thinking this is probably not gonna work, but I'm willing to test. That's okay. Even if the most likely outcome is failure, it's worth the test to see.
Rule number 4, know your why and how.
So let's start with this. Purpose is not passion. They're related, but they're not the same thing. Passion is also not that hard to figure out. Neither is purpose. People just have not been given the right tools. So let's simplify it for you today. And if you're someone who's struggling to figure out what your purpose and your passion are, this video is gonna be insanely helpful for you. I have a who, why, how process. Who is your most important core value? We're not gonna dive into that in this video, but the next 2 are your why and your how. Your why is your purpose and your how is your passion. So let's start with purpose. Your purpose is your why. Your purpose comes from your pain. Your purpose is whatever the thing you struggled with the most in life. Think back to the most painful moment in your life. What was it? What was happening? What was around you? What was that moment? For positive, entrepreneur, optimistic people, this actually might be a challenge. For me, it was a challenge because I don't want to think about the bad past. I don't want to think about what happened to me. I'm focused on what I'm doing now and going forward, not rearview mirror stuff. What happened back then doesn't matter, except it does. Because the thing that will fill you up the most is helping people who are currently going through the thing that you struggled with the most. So whatever was the most painful moment in your life, from when you're born until right now, that you can remember, not physical pain, psychological pain, mental pain, the thing that made you feel terrible. What was that thing? Your purpose is to help other people who are feeling that right now. And so imagine who you are now and imagine who you used to be, whether that's a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Go back to whoever that person was. Let's just say it's 5 years ago. Great. The person you are now can help the person who you were 5 years ago. You may not have all the answers. You're still on your path. You don't know everything, but you've grown. You've come out of the hole. You're better than you were 5 years ago. Talk to the person you were 5 years ago. Helping that person is your purpose. You've climbed up the staircase, right? You've grown. There's still a lot more stairs to grow. You don't want the staircase to end. That staircase is your growth, is your professional and personal development for life. You want to keep climbing. And every time you take a step, what you want to do is reach down and help somebody else up. But you can only help people to the extent that you've grown. If you've taken 8 steps on the staircase, that's all you can help people up to get to step number 8. If you get to 20, you can help people more. So we want to keep growing, keep climbing those stairs, and then keep reaching back and pulling people up and giving them a hand. That's your purpose for life. You'll like serving people and helping people, and it's tied to your core value, your who, your one word. We're not talking about it much in this video, but you'll just like helping people because service is hardwired into our brain. Helping people is hardwired to your brain. It has a similar impact on your brain as food and sex. It's hardwired. You'll like it. You want to help people. You want to serve. But who you serve will be different. It'll have a different impact. I love helping people in general, but if you're an entrepreneur, that's something extra special. There's so many great causes in the world. There's so many great causes. Why this instead of this? Because you have an emotional connection to it, an emotional attachment to it. Why? Because you went through it. Because you suffered through it, and you want to make sure that nobody else has to suffer as much as you suffered. Your purpose comes from your pain, period. It'll fill you up for life. Helping entrepreneurs will fill me up for the rest of my life. It will never get old. When I'm tired, when I have no energy, when I'm depleted, I will still meet with entrepreneurs because it fills me up. Your purpose comes from your pain. You have to find it. Now let's talk about passion. So your passion is your how. Your passion is the things that you're doing, how you're gonna actually execute against your why, execute against your purpose. What are you doing? It's great that you believe in entrepreneurs, amazing, but what are you going to do? How are you gonna go about doing it? So for me, it's making videos. For me, it's doing speaking gigs. For me, it's writing books. For me, it's helping people one-on-one. For me, it's doing events, right? That's my how. But that will evolve, that will change. Right? I started doing this helping entrepreneur thing when I was 22 years old. And that started just by doing speaking. And then it became my website. And I had 100,000 plus pages of content. And then I shut the thing down overnight and I focused on YouTube. And it's been a 10-year plus journey on YouTube. And maybe in 10 years that's gone and I'm doing something totally different. I don't know, the how will change a lot. What you get passionate about, or to Mel's point about energy, what you get energy about will change with time. But it has to be connected to your purpose. Just because it gives you energy, it's not going to fill you up. It's got to be connected to a deeper source, which is your purpose.
Now I've got a very special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, it's time for the question of the day. What's your why and how? And if you made it this far in the video and you promise to take action after watching, we don't just watch videos here, we do something. I want to celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe in the comment below.
Chasing money makes you do stupid things. Money is important. It has to be in your top 5. It just can't be number 1. Your heroes, the people that you look up to, the people that you want to be like, the ones who went off and changed the world and made a lot of money in the process, they had a mission. Money was not number 1 for them. Look at whoever you look up to, respect, love, admire. Your heroes, understand them, look at their story. Money's in their top 5, but it's not number 1. And so when you go up against somebody like that, when you go up against somebody who's chasing down their purpose, and you're coming into the industry because you think it's a hot opportunity for this year, they're gonna crush you. You will always get crushed by the person who loves the thing if for you, it's just an opportunity. And so that's why chasing money makes you do stupid things. You get into an industry because you think it's going to be a hot chance for you, but you're going to lose because you don't love it. The people who love it will always win, and so it's much better for you to go off and chase down something you love and make money in the process of doing that thing. It's why the number 1 rule for success that comes up the most consistently across all the people that I profiled, across all different kinds of industries and backgrounds, is you have to love what you do.
If you want to learn how to get more self-discipline, check out the video next to me. I think you're gonna enjoy. I'll see you there. Much love, believe.
Successful people have self-discipline, but you have to make sure you're focusing on the right things. You can only force yourself to do something that you don't like